So our next presenter is Limian Ci. So Limian, if you could come up, please. Limian is a second-year PhD student in mathematics and statistics. His project is virtually too sweet diabetes virtual yarning. Limian's primary supervisor is Rima Caccetta from the Faculty of Health Sciences. Rima is here today. Thanks, Rima. Other collaborators on the project are Sophie, McGough, Gareth, Baynam, and Yarlalu, I should say, Thomas, and Rani and the HIVE supervisor support from Michael Ovens.
Hello everyone, I'm Limian. My project is virtually too sweet diabetes water yarning. And first I want to introduce what is type 2 diabetes. It is a condition in which body becomes resistant to normal effects of insulin and gradually lose the capacity to produce enough insulin in its pancreas. The cause of type 2 diabetes is unknown, but this condition has strong genetic and family-related risk factors, as well as modifiable lifestyle-related risk factors, while genetic and family-related factors are non-modifiable. Risk factors can contribute to earlier or increased rate of onset include hereditary factors, blood pressure, polycystic ovarian syndrome, age, and obesity. People may be able to significantly slow or even stop the progression of condition through changes to diet and increasing the amount of physical activities they do. And if type 2 diabetes is not controlled in time, many serious complications will occur as it develops, like nerve damage, skin conditions, heart disease, kidney disease, eye damage, depression, eye and foot damage, hearing impairment. These complications can greatly affect a person's quality of life and may even lead to disability or death. This is why early detection and proper management are so important. Diabetes has become a major health problem in Australia and one of the biggest challenges for the healthcare system in 21st century. In Australia, there are about 1.3 million Australians with diabetes. That means 1 in every 20 Australians is living with diabetes. The number of people with diabetes is also growing rapidly. Every day, more than 300 Australians are diagnosed with diabetes. In other words, one person is diagnosed every 4 minutes. And type 2 diabetes makes up about 85% of all diabetes cases. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people are 3 times more likely to get type 2 diabetes than non-Indigenous Australians. And the problem is that there are not treatment options designed especially for them. Especially in terms of language and communication, this gap makes it harder for people to get the help they need, leading to unnecessary suffering and even deaths that could have been prevented. To address this gap, we developed a culturally customized virtual interactive education tool to help Indigenous Australians better understand and manage type 2 diabetes, reducing preventable suffering and deaths. The core design of our tool includes a female model and organ models extracted from CT data. With animation that presents the primary impacts of type 2 diabetes on the body in a vivid and intuitive storytelling format. This tool supports annotations in both English and Nungamata. Nungamata is an indigenous language spoken in northwest region of West Australia. Here I want to introduce the workflow of developing this tool. First, we use 3D slicer to extract 3D organ models in OBJ format from CT data, then use Blender to optimize these models and make other necessary models, and finally export 3D models in FBX format. Finally, we use Unity to integrate these models and develop an interactive education tool. In first step, we mainly use 3D Slicer. 3D Slicer is an open source platform used for analysis and visualization of medical image. It can process different types of medical images, do tasks like segmentation, annotation, and reconstruction. In this project, it's mainly used to extract 3D organ models from CT data by some semi-automatic segmentation methods and automatic segmentation methods. I mainly use semi-automatic segmentation methods, and one of the powerful tool is group form seeds. For CT data with unclear boundaries or organs with complex structures, this tool allows us to get better segmentation results by manually adjusting the segmentation area. However, for organs with simple structures in CT data with clear boundaries, we use fully automatic segmentation tools like Total Segmentator. Total Segmentator is an efficient automatic tool. For example, it can segment bones quickly and separate each individual bone. In contrast, if we use semi-automatic bones, semi-automatic methods to segment each bone one by one would require a lot of time. When the boundaries of the data are not clear and target organ has a complex structure, Total Segmentator is not very effective. Finally, we can export organ models in OBJ format, as shown in the red picture. And in second step, Blender is mainly used. Blender is a free and open source 3D modeling software widely used for modeling, rendering, and animation. Blender can work seamlessly with Unity. Therefore, the organ models extracted from CT data are processed in Blender to improve its quality and usability. For example, do some tasks like remove unnecessary parts, fixing holes or defects, and smoothing the surface. These tasks can also be done in 3D Slicer, but sometimes the efficiency is not very high, and sometimes it even crashes, especially when using scissors to remove unnecessary parts. After these adjustments, export organs in our FBX format, and then we can create other necessary models and animations. Finally, assemble these organ models and the female character model together. Finally, we can get a female model, as shown in this picture. In the final step, we mainly use Unity. Unity is a powerful cross-platform game engine used to build high-quality 3D games as well as interactive experiences. The version we use is Unity 6. It is core development tool in this project. All materials, such as organ models, female models, and animations, were put into Unity for assembly and programming, finally creating an interactive patient education tool. At this stage, we first need to build a scene or hospital room, and then create and adjust animations for other elements in the scene. Then use C# scripts and other tools to control the models and animations, adding interactive features. The final result is a complete diabetes story presentation. The picture on the right is the scene of hospital room, and also is the starting scene of our tour. There is a woman lying on the bed and a blood level monitor here. In the lower left corner of the picture, there is a set button. After the user clicking the button, the light will turn off. The scene will switch to something look like this. The main organs of the human body are labeled in English and Nogomata. On the left side, there is a monitor and a menu. The monitor shows insulin level, blood sugar level, and time. User can open two different stories by clicking the buttons in the menu. One is non-diabetes story, and the other one is diabetes story. They show how insulin works in the non-diabetic state and type 2 diabetic states, respectively. These light white spots represent sugar, and this case represents insulin. The different colors of organs represent different status, such as absorbing sugar, waiting to absorb sugar, produce insulin. At the beginning of the story, of both stories, white spots, light spots distributed throughout the body represent sugar in the blood during a fasting state. And now the sugar level is 3.69, and insulin level is low. Then food is broken, and then it's broken and moved down, then into stomach and intestines. Finally, the sugar spreads throughout the body at the same time. The blood sugar level on the monitor begins to rise. And now the sugar level is 7.6. Some organs turn light blue and indicating that sugar is being absorbed, like liver, and some organs are dark blue. This means the organ is waiting for insulin to help it absorb sugar, like heart. And sugar can directly enter organs like liver, pancreas, and brain. But muscle cells in arm muscle and heart muscle and fat cells need insulin to help them. And you can see here the white light spot surrounds heart, muscle, and fat and doesn't enter. When sugar reaches the pancreas, sugar stimulates the pancreas to produce insulin. And at the same time, the insulin level on the monitor begins to rise. And now the insulin level is high. However, when insulin enters the organ, the sugar surrounding them will be absorbed. But in the diabetes story, some of cases detached from the organs representing insulin resistance. Unrelated organs or tissues are hidden during this process. Both stories are divided into 4 stages with an interactive panel appearing before each stage to provide an overview of the upcoming content. And this is the interactive panel. In conclusion, we developed a culturally sensitive interactive education tool for the female Ngurmata indigenous community in Australia. Its core design includes a female model and organ models extracted from CT data, which vividly and intuitively demonstrates the main effects of type 2 diabetes on the body through storytelling. This tool supports annotations in English and Ngurmata to suit the cultural context of Aboriginal communities. In addition, this tool is also easily customizable for males, indigenous groups, and various other cultures. There is a significant communication gap in current healthcare system when addressing type 2 diabetes in indigenous cultural contexts, particularly due to the lack of effective methods combining language translation and interactive visual representation. This gap has directly caused health problems that could have been avoided. To address this, our tool is developed based on visual and virtual technologies, which can enhance patients' engagement and understanding of healthcare. This tool helps to address myths by tightening communication gap in community in a manner that is more individually relatable, preventing suffering and improving the overall health of indigenous communities. In the future, we plan to expand and optimize our tool. Language options will be extended to include more content of indigenous in language. Additionally, the tool will connect disease consequences to cellular problem sites, allowing for future integration of how different medications work. This will enable better medication optimization for individuals with type 2 diabetes. Finally, I would like to thank my primary supervisor, Rima, and health supervisor, Michael, and other health staff and our collaborators, and a special thanks to Curtin HIVE and Curtin University Faculty of Health Sciences for providing funding to support our project. That's all. Thank you. And I'm Curtin.